And we'll hit this. Welcome. My name is Steve Stein. I'm the founder initially of BetterListen. I've been publishing audiobooks for many years in the mindfulness and wellness space with luminaries from Jon Kabat-Zinn and Beryl Bender, and I can go on. Recently, I started WisdomFeed and WisdomFeed Plus, and we're building an online community slowly and steadily. And we've done this, most of you are probably from the meditation challenge that we're doing now. And as I was saying before we started, that we've been looking to add live community, which is something that effort has grown into this. And just a quick other mention, very excited to have Sheila Magalhaes from HeartSong Yoga be our yoga partner. So we'll get to do some of that today. And Ronaldo, I just want to acknowledge Ronaldo is online from Recife, Brazil, where it's a cloudless, sunny day. So that's awesome. Welcome, everyone. And I think that's about it. Just a little notice that as we build out WisdomFeed Plus, which is our online community, we're excited to be partnering with HeartSong, so members will have access to many of Sheila's amazing Sheila's and HeartSong Yoga's online classes. So that's it for me. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Sheila.
Thank you, Steve. And thank you, everybody who's joined in. Now I can say officially from all over the world, which I love. I'm so honored to be here today. And I was looking back at some of our earlier conversations, Steve and I, and you said, let's harness the benefits of mindfulness and meditation and change the world together, one deep breath at a time. And that really resonated with me. And this power of community, we get to learn from one another. We get to see each other. How lucky are we that we have this virtual world and feel connection and support from wherever you are. And I'm really proud to be here as a yoga practitioner and teacher in this realm of amazing meditation experts who you've gathered, Steve. And so today I can say that I'm teaching yoga on the same platform as Jon Kabat-Zinn and Gary Krafskow all in one day. And I think that is quite magical. So thank you for inviting me.
And sorry to interrupt, but Gary Krafskow will be live at 1 o'clock today doing a 1 Eastern Standard Time, I guess in a couple of hours, doing meditation and Dharma talk. So that's special as well. Okay.
Very special. So if you have time in your day, I really encourage you to check in with that. And it's fun to be in the live experience because you really feel that energy of being together, but also the recordings have been fantastic. And I've already learned so much. I didn't listen to Jon this morning because I thought I wanted to keep my own thoughts in my brain. And that instead of repeating, I think what I probably would do is just share everything that he says because he's so brilliant. So some of you may be seasoned practitioners of yoga and others, this might be brand new. So I promise you it's an all levels experience. And my intention is to help you to develop what I would call a meditation in motion so that in your physical practice, you're also quieting your mind and bringing your attention to the present moment again and again and again. And in our yoga practices and in the mindfulness world, we just call that starting over, begin again. And I think it's beautiful to weave in some of the aspects of yesterday's Wendy, when she talked about her 4 applications, and they are exactly the same as our yoga practice. She invites us to be a beginner, and I do too. And to let go of expectations and to give yourself permission to be curious and to really rest here in this present moment. And then we get to do what Bob had described the other day on Monday, which is to see more clearly and to be discerning and to make good decisions for your health and your vitality. So I invite you to begin by taking what I call a comfortable seat. And that could be cross-legged. It could be sitting on a cushion. You might be in a chair. And however you get comfortable, think of extending and lengthening your spine so that you are feeling that long line of the spine, that long line and powerful center of information, communication, and sensation. And your eyes can be closed, and you may even be able to do most of this practice with a very soft gaze, or your eyes closed, or you hardly have to look around at all, I hope. But if you do, I'll be here to guide you. And also, as you allow yourself to be that beginner, let things be a little messy. It's okay. We're just practicing and playing together. Notice the feel of the earth beneath you. And as you rise up, lengthening and opening the chest, the heart, bring your awareness to your breath. And in this tradition, breathing in and out through the nose. It's smooth and becomes steady. You don't have to manipulate it. You don't have to fix it or change anything. Relax your face, your cheeks, your jaw. And feel yourself settling, shoulders away from your ears. The eyes are soft, the brow releases all tension. And maybe the breath moves a little more deeply into the body without force or strain. One thing that people aren't always aware of is that yoga and meditation are intricately woven together. They're not separate practices. And in what's known as the classical eight-limbed path of yoga, meditation is where we are heading. And the effort towards quieting the mind leads us to that place of introspection, developing concentration, and slipping into that state of meditation, which I like to describe as patient acceptance of what is. Patient acceptance of what is. Taking a deep breath in, exhaling away the morning, this afternoon, anything that's ahead of you, and know that you've carved out this time, and it'll be about, I would say, 45 minutes. And we will also include some rest, and then maybe some community time afterwards where we can check in. So fold your hands to the heart. This gesture of deep respect for yourself, for one another, or you could put one hand over the heart and another hand on top of that, and bring your awareness to the place of the heart of compassion, the heart of kindness. A yogic perspective is to realize that we are living in an incredibly beautiful world of abundance. And we, you, I, each of us are inseparable parts of this world. And yoga is more than exercise. And it's more than a tool for personal growth. It's a path of conscious living that extends from the body to the soul and from the mat into the world. It's the spirit of transformation and unity, and you carry it within you. In this moment, appreciating yourself, who you are as you are, And the yogis would tell you, you're perfect, you're whole and complete. I'd like to begin by considering gratitude. In this moment, what are you grateful for? The abundance of this life. And with those hands at the heart, this gesture of deep respect, we hum together a sound, the sound of Om. It's a traditional way to begin and end our classes, and you can just listen, and it doesn't always translate beautifully over Zoom, but see if you can ring out a sound in your space, in your home, in your world, taking a breath in. Oh. And then let your hands fall away. And what I'd like to invite you to do is to begin on your back. So that might be a little unusual or different from how you start your practices. And there's so many ways to practice yoga. So when you come on your back, you can hug your knees to your belly and give yourself a little squeeze of your knees to your belly and rock a little bit from side to side, massaging the low back. And noticing again your attention to your breath and knowing that that breath, just like a meditation practice, is your anchor to the present moment in your yoga practice. Back and forth, and maybe put one hand on each knee and circle your knees around like you're creating the circular motion, stirring up the space around you, feeling the low back and the sacrum. And of course, any of your own movements that are natural and comfortable for you that come from your place of intuition and inner knowing. Go in the opposite direction. Good. And then come to stillness. And how about giving yourself a great big hug? Take a big breath in. And when you exhale, lift your head and shoulders off the ground, giving yourself a squeeze, big, big squeeze. Beautiful. Then place your hands or your feet, down on the floor, your feet on the floor. Let your knees knock into each other. And your hands rest somewhere by your heart and your belly. By your heart and your belly. And a reminder that these two places are very important spaces for your intuition, your wisdom, your gut feelings, and your heart's desire. And just breathe. No particular way, again, just breathing in, present moment, breathing out, letting go of the past, no regrets, trusting this moment, all is well. And considering the prana that enters the body with every breath you take, is there any place that needs a little attention today? Any place that you'd like to send your awareness and send that loving kindness and healing energy? And know that the body's infinite wisdom moves always in the direction of healing and balance. And as you breathe this beautiful breath, Rob's guidance, I loved it. I had never heard it before, but he took something that we call the Durga 3-part breath, and he brought it further than the belly, the ribs, and the collarbones, but up into the brain, up into the head. That was such a beautiful reminder that this breath is so pervasive, and it just moves so smoothly, and bringing an awareness to the brain, to the mind, to oxygenate and quiet and steady. So many metaphorical ways to consider how do you quiet that mind, but just a few more deep, full breaths in that way. Good. And then slowly draw your right knee in towards your chest and take a hold of that knee, wrapping your hands around that knee and rocking the hip and the leg a little bit from side to side. And I am going to join you as we start moving in this way. So drawing the knee in towards the belly and rock a bit from side to side, gentle squeeze. Good. And moving into the hips Moving into the joints is one of the ways that we do this practice with attention to find mobility, flexibility, back and forth, easy breath. Then take that right leg and stretch it up to the sky and hold behind the back of the leg and give a little drawing inwards with the leg towards the chest, towards the belly, and your left leg can stay knee bent, or you can stretch it out, your choice. Notice where your mind is. Good, and then put that right leg down, the foot down, draw in your left knee, give it a squeeze, rock from side to side, bring all of your attention to where you feel sensation, all of your attention to where you notice what you're feeling now, which is part of the practice of discernment. What do you notice? What do you feel? What's happening now? Good. And then you can take that left knee and wrap your hands around the knee and give the knee a squeeze into your belly. And as you do, your right leg can stay bent, or you can stretch the leg out and down to the floor. Good. And then straighten the left leg up to the sky. Straighten it up, hold behind the back of the leg, breath awareness to the hamstrings, right? No force, not pushing, just a gentle exploration, so curious. And then slowly put that foot down. Now both knees are bent, your feet are on the ground. Slide your arms out to a T position. And pressing your feet into the ground, lift your bottom off the floor a little, press it slightly to the left, and then let both knees fall over to the right. And as both knees fall over to the right, that's a spinal twist. And you can hold your arms out comfortably. They could reach down and help the knees fall over to the side. Sometimes I take a hand and place it by my ribs. Your gaze is across the opposite side. Your eyes are closed. And continue that easy breath, that soft breath. The most classical definition of yoga that's been passed down through the centuries is that it is the quieting of the thought waves of the mind. So as you hold this gentle pose, you can imagine squeezing out any unnecessary thoughts. You're giving your belly a good squeeze. The internal organs love the squeeze. And then bring your knees up slowly. Put your feet on the floor. Readjust, slide your hips a little bit over to the right, and then let your knees softly fall over to the left. Inhale, exhale. I like an audible sigh. If you're home, you can make all the noise that you like. And then come back to that easy, even breath in and out through the nose. As the mind becomes still and quiet, the yogis say that it's like a clear lake, where then you have that reflection of your true self. And that sounds just like a meditation practice, doesn't it? We practice, and let go of attachments to the results. On an inhale, bring your knees back up to the middle, unfurling from the twist. And then put your feet flat down on the ground after any little squeeze or hug that you like. And your feet are down and they're about hip width apart. And your hands are by your side. On an inhale, start to lift your hips up. This is bridge pose. The feet press down, the hips rise up. And if you like, you can wriggle your shoulders together, back and forth under your back, and maybe even clasp your hands together. And the shoulder blades draw in towards each other. And feel that lifting of the chest, the lifting of the heart. And lastly, in this effort to quiet the mind, remember that the effort is to be joyful. How lucky are we that we get to practice? And then slowly, slowly, let your hips come back down to the ground, out of the bridge pose, and draw your knees into your belly. Roll over to your right side. And when you roll over to your side, tuck your shoulder, your elbow under your ear. Under your ear. And just pause on your side. And this is that moment, the in-between moment. And it's so important in life, in your yoga practice, that you savor the pauses without rushing to what's next. Savoring that space, that place, the in-between place. And then from your curled up position, I invite you to come up to sit. And when you come to sit, once again, you can take that comfortable seat, cross-legged or with your legs extended, and bring your arms out to the side. On an inhale, reach those arms up way up high and turn the palms down, exhaling. These are sun breaths, touching the earth next to you. And inhaling, reach up, full, deep, rich breath, reach. Exhaling, the hands, arms float down. Good. Again, inhaling like you're drawing that light, that love, that energy skyward, and then tracing a line around your body, a circle, sort of casting a spell. Pause here, fingertips down. Keep your right hand down, lift the left arm up, and reach across and over. And as you do, turn your chin skyward and look up with your eyes and let your left hip be really heavy. Switch sides, inhale up, exhale, hand to the earth, right arm reaching across, a great big side stretch, a lateral stretch, sort of opening up the spaces and places for breath to travel. Again, inhale up, exhale over, connecting breath and movement. Inhale up, exhale over, and then inhale up, arms out, T. How about a little circling with the wrists, the fingers, and even the elbows, like you're simply unfurling wings, the sense of freedom. And then fingertips to your shoulders, rolling the elbows in a circular motion. Moving out any stiffness or tightness. Ultimately, your yoga practice, in the most classical terms, was designed to allow you to sit more comfortably and longer in meditation and go in the opposite direction. So it's a natural complement to your seated meditation practices. Good. Minimizes distractions. Lift your arms up wide. Tip your head back as though you could reach your fingertips through the roof, right out to the sky. And as though this gesture is saying thank you, coming back to gratitude and the fullness of your heart and the abundance. Then take your fingers and lace them behind the back of your head. And with your fingers laced, drop your chin and let your elbows draw in towards each other and round your back, squeezing in gently. Inhale, lift your head. Drop your head back into your hands and look up to the ceiling, the sky, wherever you are in the world. We're together practicing, and then down you go again, chin to chest, rounding maybe a little further. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tip back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tip back. Now keep your chin tucked. Put your hands down by your knees. Inhale, lift your head. Lift your shoulders to your ears. Squeeze the shoulders back and down. Do that again. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Squeeze back and down like any heaviness is falling off your shoulders. And one more time, inhaling up and back and down. Good. Take your left hand, bring it to your right knee, your right hand to the side of you. Another twist. Squeezing as you twist through the midsection, lifting up through the crown so the twist comes from a long spine, looking out of the corners of your eyes, and breath in and out through the nose. And both that physical sensation of the twist and the wringing out sensation, and then that imagination of wringing out anything you no longer need, anything that no longer supports you. The other direction, inhale, come around, and that's your right hand towards the left knee, and then a squeeze and lift up through the crown and let this posture feel very elegant, upright, and that smooth, easy breath. Come back to the center, bring your hands behind you, unfold your ankles and put your feet flat down on the ground. Drop both knees to the right, look over your left shoulder. Bring your knees up across over to the left. Again, checking in. Where's your mind? Over to the right. Inhale, look over the shoulder. Draw your attention back as though there's a sweet wandering child and you want to just take the hand and say, sit by me. Let's go to the other side. And let's be together for a while. So easy. Now go back and forth. To have the body in one place and the mind someplace completely different. You know that feeling. And then you're like, man, how did I get there? Now take the soles of your feet together. As you take the soles of the feet together, grab your toes, your ankles, rock a little bit from side to side and find your sitting bones. We also know that the bodies love a rocking motion, soothing and comforting. And then come to the middle and sit up very tall. And this is bound angle, Baddha Konasana. And with a forward fold, not rounding your back, simply bend the elbows, look way out past the end of your toes, your mat. Press lightly to the inner thighs. Draw the navel center in slightly. And just hold and breathe, not trying to get somewhere or to go further. But that again, patient acceptance of where you are. And hold. Inhaling as you draw yourself back up again. Take your hands to your knees and bring those knees together. Lean back a little bit and then lean in and wrap your arms around yourself in the biggest squeeze you can and tuck your chin. Turn your attention inward, that pratyahara, that sense withdrawal that takes you over and over again to the present. And to the inner landscape as you slowly slide a bit from side to side and that nourishing movement. Then lift your gaze and we transition to table position on your hands and knees. I'll kind of go a little bit sideways here, a little angle. And when you get on your hands and knees, shift your hips a bit from side to side. And look down between your thumbs. And then come into the center in stillness and lift your tailbone and lift your gaze. This is called a dog stretch. Round your back, tuck your chin. It's a cat curl. Like an angry cat, press up between your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the tail, lift your gaze. Dipping the spine, exhale, round for that mobility of the spine. So important, that flexibility, mobility, and openness. One last time, inhaling, the tail lifts, the gaze comes up. And then your last cat curl, where you pull in, nice and strong, and come to the center. Inhale, exhale, look over your right shoulder and squeeze it down. Come across, inhale, exhale, look over the left and squeeze it down. Come back to the center, put your big toes together, take your knees a little wide, and set your hips back. And your hands come and rest underneath your brow. Or you can bring your head right down to the ground and you're tucked into child's pose. In child's pose, you have the chance to really listen to the sound of the breath. That resonant sound, and allow the body to simply sink, spine settling. I have a favorite meditation teacher, one of many, Lauren Roche, and he writes in the book called the Radiance Sutras, this invitation to feel and to notice and to be fully present with who you are. And this substance of the body, he says, experience the substance of the body and the world as made up of vibrating particles. And these particles made up of even finer energies. And drifting more deeply, feel into each pulse of energy as it condenses from infinity and dissolves back into it continuously. And noticing this, breathe easily with infinity dancing everywhere. Draw yourself back to table position. Curl your toes under, look to your knees for your first downward dog. Lift the hips high, press the hips away from your shoulders, spread your fingers wide and pedal one heel and then the other towards the ground. So Lauren Roche and all of the great, wonderful meditation teachers, sages and saints through the centuries tell us the same story and remind us that we are deeply interconnected to everything that's around us. Both heels press back. You can soften the knees if the hamstrings feel tight, and you're in inversion. Your head is down. Shake the head out a little, letting go of any old stories lodged in the brain, and then come forward and down again to the table position on your hands and knees, and step your right foot up between your hands. And put your right hand on your knee, then your left hand on top of it. You're in a kneeling lunge position, arms come down. And on an inhale, lift your arms up into that wide V and tip your head back. A version of a warrior pose. Find one spot on the ceiling up to the sky where you set your eyes and keep them from wandering, and keeping the eyes steady. The mind is also calmed and settled. Bring your hands down alongside the front foot. Keeping your left hand down, roll the right arm open so that you twist and turn and look up towards your thumb. This is a version of a revolved side angle pose. Then take your hand down, curling the toes under on the left foot, lean into the right knee and lift your left knee off the floor. That's a runner's lunge. Lift the chin, lift the chest. The belly muscles draw in. We call that a flying up block. There's a little engagement there. Support, core support. And put your knee down. Then slide or carry your right leg back and all the way back behind you. So it presses back behind you, toes down. For a little balancing, send the left arm forward, turn the palm in, thumb up, and look down and hold in this balanced cat pose, flying cat pose. Put your hand down, put your knee down, and step or slide your left foot up to your hands. Put your left hand on your knee, your right hand on top of it. You're looking for right angles. The knee is over the ankle. The shin is straight up and down. Maybe a little squeeze in the buttocks on the right side to stay upright. Turn your palms out as you inhale. Lift, scooping the light, the love, the energy up skyward. Tip your head back. There might even be a tiny little hint of a back bend. And think of that as the heart shining. And a posture with the arms reaching skyward is also always a joyful posture. And that easy breath. Open the arms, reach down, touch the floor on either side of the foot. Keep your right hand down. Spin the left arm open. And reach up, look up. Good. More challenging to breathe when you're in these twists, to take that breath into the deepest regions of the lungs. Then bring your hand down and slide or carry your left leg back behind you, straight up, straight back, and reach the right arm out, palm in, thumb up, like you're going to shake somebody's hand and look down. So there is that long line from the crown to the tail, fingers to toes. And bring your hand down and bring your knee down. Curl your toes under, back to the downward facing dog position. And then what we call a bear walk. Start to walk your feet up towards your hands and your hands into your feet. Feet up, hands in, and hang in ragdoll. In the ragdoll, if you like, you can support yourself with your elbows on your knees, or let your hands just dangle down and you can sway a little bit from side to side, from side to side. Another chance to let anything fall off the shoulders, fade away. Put one hand above each knee and start to walk your hands up the fronts of the legs and come up and up and up until you are standing up on your own 2 feet in a posture known as mountain pose. Fold your hands to your heart. Check the feet. Are they about hip width apart? Drawing the shoulders back. Your eyes can close for a moment of that checking in and feeling your connection to the earth beneath you. Perhaps even rocking your feet a bit from side to side, back and forth, like you're digging your feet into soft sand. Then lace your fingers to a steeple position, slide your thumbs past your nose and your brow, and you're standing in a more formal mountain pose. The gaze is forward, slightly down. Shoulders relax down away from the ears. And then find that little soft Buddha smile, that internal smile. And feel the engagement of the quads, the drawing in and up through the navel center, the drawing in and up through the pelvic floor in a way that harnesses and holds the prana, the energy in the body. Take a big breath in and sweep over to your right, which is your half moon posture. Ardha Chandrasana, a beautiful sweeping motion to the right. Hold here, breathe deeply. And then inhaling, come up to the center and exhale over to the left, making that crescent moon shape in your body. Come back to the center, open the arms out to the side, and bring your hands behind you so that you can clasp your hands behind your back. And when you do, roll the shoulder blades back and forth so that you're opening the heart, opening the chest, and squeezing into that space behind the heart. I like to call that the cradle of the heart. And then I'll invite you to step to the wider end of your mat so that you've got a long space to come wide with your feet and turn your toes in slightly. Lift the chin, the chest, open the heart, and take a forward fold where you're bringing the chest forward, the chin, the nose, the head. You might stop halfway. That can feel safe and comfortable for a lot of people. If you'd like to go further down and the head drops down below the heart, the arms come up off of your back and the weight shifts slightly forward. This posture is called Yoga Mudra, the symbol of yoga. Feel the inner outer edges of your feet pressing firmly, the work of the thighs. And Yoga Mudra, this symbol, the brain gets dropped and the heart is lifted. Now inhale, come halfway up. Exhale there. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale. And bring your hands to your waist. Stand for a moment in this power stance, knowing that this stance brings in a sense of courage, confidence. And a posture that adds to that is called warrior two. So turn your right foot so it turns out to the side and your left foot angles in. Bend into your right knee. Reach your arms to T, but keep your spine straight up and down. And simply turn your head and look over your right hand. The front knee loves to buckle in, so press it back a little bit. Draw in through the core. Drop the shoulders and have the arms just float like there's salt water holding you up. Breath in and out through the nose. I like the peaceful warrior to add to that, turning the palms to face up. The back hand leans back, touches your back thigh, and the top arm drapes over as you turn your eyes up into a reverse or peaceful warrior. Straighten both legs, reach your arms to T, turn your feet to the other side, point your left foot straight ahead, bend into your left knee, drop the shoulders. Look over your left hand. Again, we have all these right angles. So the knee's over the ankle, the knee presses back slightly. Shoulders are at ease, face is soft. Imagine you could look past your fingertips to the walls out to the side and out into your neighborhood. Right? Out into the world, and from the place of your heart, send a beam of love and light out into your world. Flip your palms up, lean back, touch your thigh, arc back, peaceful or reverse warrior, and a comfortable gaze of the eyes skyward. Keeping that easy breath, not forcing, pushing, struggling. As you straighten the leg, reach your arms to T and parallel your feet. Bring your hands to your waist. Good. And then I invite you to come back up to your mat, to the top of the mat with your feet hip width apart. Bring a hand to your heart. Bring a hand to your belly and close your eyes for a moment. And let this be that practice of checking in and reconnecting body, mind, heart, your gut instincts, once again, rising up, the heart's desire, very present. And put a little seed thought of attention to something that you would like to develop in your life. And see it as it's already happening right now, and say it as though it's already happening right now. I am, whatever that might be. I am. And then letting your hands fall away, put your hands at the waist. We'll balance for a moment, then we'll come back down to the ground. So ground your left foot down, put your right foot heel against your ankle, hands to your heart. Some of you might be working with your foot higher up. Some people grab the foot and bring it in towards the inner thigh. I'll keep my toes on the ground like a kickstand. And your eyes steady forward, come into that mountain shape with your hands, laced in steeple, firm the thigh, firm through the midsection, holding your balance. That Buddha smile helps. Perhaps you explore coming up a little higher. And if it's messy, remember what we said, be a beginner. All is well. Whoa. And then open the arms and let them float down. And switch sides in your own time, your own way. This could be completely different on this side. And sometimes people need a wall, something to hang on to. Your foot might come all the way up high, or you keep it down low. Hands to your heart, lace your fingers, and come up. And then feel the fullness of rooting down like the roots of a tree and rising up like the most gorgeous canopy. Maybe open the arms wide and create a beautiful summer tree. And hold. And imagine that we are all connected here, sharing information through this beautiful root system, that wonderful field of possibility. information, nutrition, healing energy. Bring the hands down. Your feet come to the earth. The palms come together in that namaste mudra. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, soften your knees, slide your hands down your legs, dangle down, shake a little bit from side to side, or sway a little bit from side to side. And perhaps shaking out the head. Loose and light, and then come down onto your hands and knees. And find your way back to your backside. So turning around on your mat, on your back, knees to chest. Big breath in. Long sigh out, and think of this whole arc of your practice and the way that you begin and rise up and fall away. And it's just like everything in life, there's this arc of coming up, rising up, and falling away, and coming up and rising and falling, just like the breath and those thoughts. And I'd invite you to get as comfortable as you can at home. Maybe you have a blanket or a pillow or something that would bring you comfort. And this last posture is an important posture. It's called Shavasana. And a reminder that this practice of yoga is not just that physical practice or something that you do. It's also what you feel. It's an experience. When you travel that 8-limbed path of yoga, the last of the limbs in that tree of yoga, which is not like a ladder that you do sequentially, but it's all interconnected, is called samadhi. And samadhi translates to bliss or oneness. So as you rest, this quiet space, this quiet time, again from Lauren Roche, the Radiant Sutras, it says, there is a space in the heart where everything meets. Come here if you want to find me. Mind, senses, soul, eternity, all are here. Are you here? Enter the bowl of vastness that is the heart. Listen to the song that is always resonating, and give yourself to it with total abandon. Quiet ecstasy is here, and a steady, regal sense of resting in a perfect spot. You who are the embodiment of blessing, once you know the way, the nature of attention will call you to return again and again. Answer that call and be saturated with knowing, I belong here. I am home. Get very quiet together. Beginning to deepen the breath. And that very slow return back. Moving your limbs, stretching out your legs, arms. Awakening once again. 24 brand new hours ahead of you. A wonderful teacher, Thich Nhat Hanh, would say, and I vow to see each and every person with the eyes of compassion. What a gift. This gift of returning. As you begin to move and stretch and then maybe hug in and roll to your right side, I love that pause once more. That pause, that middle place. Pure potential. Clarity. And or whatever you notice is right for you. This is your practice. I'm just here to guide you and remind you to remember who you are. Come back up to sit. And as you do, find that elegant posture of meditation. Crown to the sky, sitting bones to the earth. Chest, heart, buoyant and free. Bring the palms together in that namaste position, or hold your hands to the heart. And take a moment to consider those who you love and care for. Those you might like to share a peaceful practice with. Someone who you might like to send a beam of love and light. And remembering that we are indeed all so intricately connected. We share once again the sound of Om, said to be the sound of creation, still reverberating out in deep space. Join in if you like. Take a deep breath in. Om. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Peace in our hearts, peace in our homes, and peace in our world. Namaste. I honor the light within you. Namaste, my friend Steve. All of my friends on the screen. If you want, you can come into a place of seeing one another in that gallery view and just notice that sense of ease that we've cultivated. And smile at one another and feel that sense of connection. And it's okay to say hello and take a moment just to say, whoa, we're together. Wherever we are, we're together. From near and far. Thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks, Sheila.
You're welcome. Love you, Mom.
That was fun.
Good.
Felt great. Oh, remove pin. Let's see. Oh, yeah, there's everybody.
Hi, Teresa. Thanks for coming.
Who's from Brazil?
Ronaldo.
Oh, wow. Okay. Amazing.
Maura, nice to see you.
You too, Sheila. This was wonderful.
My pleasure. Thank you, Steve, for
Thank
giving
you so
us.
much.
You're welcome, Nikki. I hope to see you soon.
Yes, absolutely. You take care.
That was excellent. So nice to have good turnout from different time zones, and
Crazy.
yeah, great stuff. So there's a couple more days of the challenge left. Gary Craftsell will be on in 2.5 hours, the same Zoom link that you have already. And then tomorrow, Jody Barrett's at noon Eastern Standard Time. We'll do a meditation. And yeah, and we're going to have, I'm pretty sure, like an information session about WisdomFeed Plus, our membership, either Monday or Tuesday, with a special offer for everyone who's attended the challenge. So keep an eye on your inbox.
Tune
And Sheila, that was wonderful. That was great. And thanks to all the HeartSong people and challenge people for showing up. I'm so glad. Ronaldo from Brazil, thank you very much. Okay, we'll take it.
in.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
All
Thank
right.
Have a
Thanks.
good day.